So hi everyone, finally the result of INI-CET is out and today I am sitting here with the coveted rank 2 Dr. Sankeerth from AIMS 2017 batch, our 4-year pre-foundation and test and discussion student, and I must say in the very start that DBMCI is proud of what you have achieved, and I believe his parents are like on the moon right now with happiness, and again the proud person sitting with us. Congratulations Dr. Sankeerth. Again, superb achievement. Very proud of you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. It's my honor to be here.
No, absolutely. So we have been talking for a while, and I got to know the person, and believe me when I say that, brilliance runs in his family, and we have been discussing how the strategy has been made, what kind of things he considered while starting his academics and everything. So today we are going to ask him about his journey, how he made a plan, what kind of strategies he used, and what made him different, what made him achieve this coveted rank. So Dr. Sankeerth, on to you. Beta, so how did you start?
So I feel like a lot of what they ask in the exam has to do with definitely your MBBS curriculum. So throughout from day one itself, I would make it a point to always attend my classes over and above what reading I would do. I always felt like attending classes is an entrainment signal saying that at this point of time you should have finished reading this topic. And the exams are always like a very good impetus to keep it going forward. And no doubt there'd be a lot of distractions in the process of you reading, and there'd be a lot of people who tell you ki you can read it at the last minute and ho jayega, you can just read the important shit and you'll be done with your exams. But I do feel like in order to understand the important stuff, you need to know the backstory that goes behind all of it. So reading your textbooks alongside attending classes was like the thing that went for me. I used to take it at one exam at a time, one day at a time kind of situation. Like I'd never think too far into the future. Like now I do have to think too far into the future while picking up departments. But back then I would always take it one exam at a time, and I felt like that was like a very good way of pacing myself forward.
So how did you have told me that you were very focused on your textbooks in your basic years.
Yeah.
So how did you, equate our classes? How did you manage our classes, your college classes, and the textbooks together in your second and third year?
So in my first and second year, both of those years, I spent it on my own, just reading the textbooks and stuff. And at that point of time, I really felt in my second year that it took out a lot out of me to keep up with what the other people are doing. Like at that point of time, I felt like I am giving my like 90% of my time trying to focus on what Robin says instead of doing through some notes and stuff, and that's where I really felt backhanded. Like I felt like I had to put in a lot more effort compared to what other people were doing in order to keep up with them. So that's why in my third year I took it on myself to make sure that I get some class notes, have it as my back support, like my safety net in a way, that I should know this. Over and above this, I'm free to read any textbook as such, but I feel like now in order to keep in pace with what everyone else is doing, you need to have like a coaching framework as your safety net. And that's why I felt like from third year onwards, I took it on myself ki coaching is equally as important as your classes and stuff, because it gives you the baseline stuff, the baseline overarching scheme over which you can add whatever you want. So that's where I felt like on the weekends you can do your coaching stuff, and on the daily basis you go and attend your classes. Of course, during the exam, like when the exam is close, maybe 1 or 2 weeks, you can skip on your coaching at that point of time, because there you need to fixate a little more, you need to give a little more hours to your studying. So you can always catch up on that post your exam. So I felt like that was the way I did my third and fourth year.
So basically, I have this particular question for all the first and second year viewers. I hope you are watching this video, and also third year, because those are the students who ask me on a regular basis that, sir, how to manage the class notes, how to manage the classes, and how to manage the college classes with everything. So basically, you have to find a way where you have to make sure that both the things are running parallelly. Because let's be fair, professionals are important, but next or NEET PG, it is on a much more important basis right now. So if you want to crack that rank, yes, you are going to have competition like these people, the super brilliant ones, and you have to come up to their level. And you have to put your complete dedication into one place. So I believe in this thing that textbooks, of course, should be the main framework, should be the main reference, and after all, you add the class notes, you add the coaching notes, and you make a great combination. I believe that you have done a lot of RT&DA as well. So test and discussion are supposed to be the main revision things. Alright, people normally tend to, what mistake they do is with T&Ds, they take it the first course. it is supposed to be the second course. Either you have done the complete course by yourself, you have, for example, done someone pre-foundation or maybe something else, all right, and then you get into the revision part with test and discussion. So how did you use our test and discussion part in your whole preparation?
So I didn't at all look at the test and discussion until my internship. So until like well into 6 months of my internship, I didn't check the TNDs at all. Like I at that point of time was trying to focus on fixing my basics, because TND is more of a revision than making your concepts then and there. So I thought I only use TND as something to remind me as to what are the important things and what are the things I should revisit more than look at it for the first time. So TND I would not recommend until well into your revision. Like once you start revising, that's the perfect time for you to utilize your TND.
Perfectly said. And if you are planning, for example, NEET PG is like 3 to 4 months away, and you want to use test and discussion to strengthen your preparation, make sure you read your notes before attending the test. You attend the test in a proper, thorough manner, and after that, the discussion is supposed to be what? Is supposed to be a revision of your notes. So you keep your own previous notes, add the new discussions point that you are learning in the discussion, and after you go back, you revise the complete notes again. So one TND is going to make you revise your notes 3 times. That's what TND is supposed to do. You know, I think NEET PG is there. So what would be your core advice to all the students preparing for NEET PG?
At this point of time, TND, amazing. Like honestly, you have like few months left until your NEET PG. So TND, and it's basically your previous year questions, right? So that is the highest output you can get in a short frame of time. And right now it would be a very wrong time to go back to your core notes. Like my core notes were so huge that it took me like around 6-7 days just for biochemistry. So I would suggest like going through like a last minute revision compilation, and that is something that you can finish on a daily basis. So schedule your, if you have 3 months left, divide it into 1.5, 1 and then half month based on the number of revisions you have to do. So in that span of time, you have to finish like at least 2 revisions, but if you are fast enough, you can even finish 3. And in the third revision, you can definitely skip low yield subjects. You can skip medicine, you can skip CCM, you can skip PEDS. All of these subjects are not as, you can get them out of your basic concepts itself. So if you fix your first and second years, as well as surgery, obs, gynae, and your minors, you're more or less set for the exam. So I think at this point of time, TNDs as well as previous year questions, which was basically covered in your TNDs, and your rapid revision, whatever format you have right now, the last minute rapid revision papers, LMRP papers. So those are something that you can use at this point of time.
Absolutely brilliant. So how did you manage your own revision?
My own revision, like I had scheduled my internship, that were like 8 months that led into 8 to 9 months that led into the exam. I started my preparation immediately after my December professional exams. So I had it on December 31st, it got over, and I had like 15 days of the start of January to take a break. And after that, I started my revision. In the remaining 15 days, I had scheduled to finish a NAT as well as forensics. And then in the subsequent 3 months, which I had village postings, me and Vanshika, who got the 7th rank, we had like a discussion amongst ourselves, so that by the next 3 months, we had planned to finish our first and second year subjects. So after my village got over, which was about the course of February, March and April. So after April, that's in June, July and August starting, I had to finish all of the third and fourth year subjects. So in the remaining 2.5 months, I gave for the third and fourth year subjects. So by the time it was mid-August, I had finished one reading of everything. So now from mid-August onwards is your revision week.
A brilliant strategy, Sankeerth. I believe that what people call sheer luck, they forget that there's a huge strategy that depends upon that luck. That huge strategy is behind that luck forecast. So I believe you have done everything that I can expect from a ranker, and you have shown that pure hard work and dedication can lead to such a good rank. And again, one last thing, one secret recipe that you want to tell our students that this thing you must do for the NEET PG thing.
A secret thing? I feel like it's not that secretive. It's the previous year questions and resilience. Like honestly, there'd be so many grand tests where my rank would be like in like 20,000. At the start, it was like really bad. It was like 20,000, it was 15,000 and shit like that. And gradually it would improve. It's not really something rapid. So by the time well into August, September, that's when I started getting my first 3-digit rank. So you can imagine, like by the time it was just 1 month before, that's the only time I started hitting double-digit ranks. So it's like these grand tests are it's very easy for you to lose hope and feel like maybe it's not for you, maybe settle for like something lesser. But it's a gradual trajectory, and it's resilience and the number of revisions that you do that make you more confident toward your final score.
Perfectly said, perfectly summarized. I believe everyone that if you have not seen the PYQ yet, we have the last 5-year PYQs in eGurukul app. You can very well go into it and look for it. Or if you are still interested in the hardcore copies, we have released a to the point book. You can very well, go ahead and look for it online. And I think both of these are very well curated, error-free, and they will be perfect for people looking for PYQs. So with that, I think, one last thing. I'm so sorry, I forgot. I believe that the faculties work very hard on providing the best content. So any thank you messages for any faculty?
I would particularly like to thank Ashwini sir because
the legend of anatomy.
Yeah, the ANAT diagrams were just I remember because in my first year I would read textbooks and I was honestly like absolutely confused as to where I would try and revise ANAT from, and his images were absolutely amazing. It was like the whole concept summarized into one pretty image that's very pleasing to look at and at the same time conveys so much information to you. So I'd personally like to thank him.
I think the Legend of Anatomy has huge fan base across India. Any student I have found, for the last 7 to 8 years I've been taking interviews and not a single rank has not said his name. So a huge salute to the Legend of Anatomy. A huge salute to you, my friend, for having such a coveted rank. And let me tell you guys that his marks percentile is equivalent to the rank 1. Okay, but I think some criteria is there. I do not know that exactly. I'll admit on the camera itself, but he's also there. Again, a brilliant fellow, Anirban and Dr. Sankeerth here. So congratulations, both of you. Amazing feat, and wish you best of the luck. I'm sure that you are going to make your parents much more prouder in the future. So, a very bright future to you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sankeerth, for being there.
Thanks so much, sir.
Take care, everyone.